Hello everyone, friends, I hope you missed me. Today I would like to talk about a new episode of the amazing Digital Circus. I hope you enjoy it. Put likes, subscribe to the channel, and we'll start. The second episode of the amazing Digital Circus is likely to feature a new location, and we all know it under the name Candy Canyon Kingdom, and where without new characters. But this location doesn't just have its own local NPCs. We can observe a whole ruler here, and her name is Princess Lulilao. And who is this princess? Another brainless NPC or a kind character? Or maybe it's the next boss after the Queen of Blades, which will be worse. Unfortunately, or fortunately, how many questions will we get answers to only after the release of the new episode? By the way, the boss from the previous episode in the adventure of our heroes turned out to be not so stupid. And he seemed to be a pretty reasonable and strong creature. If it hadn't been for the scattered Kaufman who fell from the ceiling, then it's not known how our heroes would have defeated the Queen of the Glowings. But I think there was a way. It is unlikely that Kane created an invincible NPC character, a monster boss, who could not be defeated, even if these monsters eat someone, kill them anyway. People in the Digital Circus cannot die, only disperse. But Princess Lulilao is no longer an ordinary monster in the dungeon. She has a whole kingdom. The amazing Digital Circus is a game, and every time in this game we have to complete quests and get rewarded for it. A candy canyon appears in front of us. All we know about this location is that it's candy and that it's a canyon, and it's also a kingdom, because we have a castle in the distance and we know the name. It would seem to be a very nice place, but something tells me that I'm going to find adventures. And since we want to understand who Princess Lulilao is, I think we need to start with the location and its inhabitants. The nature of the location itself consists entirely of sweets, marmalade, marshmallows, and so on. Among the inhabitants of this candy kingdom, there are subjects of the princess servants. Most likely one of them will be this solid marmalade crocodile Gummy Goo. I still have the impression that he will be our guide after all. And just the same, he will allocate us the very carriage on which we will get to the princess. And so far I have no doubt that the crocodile is a subject of the princess. Well, in fairness, it should be said that there is nothing to confirm this yet, but among the potential subjects we have mannequins, those very blue mannequins. One of them was shown just in the announcement. Most likely the mannequins are ordinary residents, but still they can all be considered subjects, since they live in this kingdom. Perhaps one of these blue mannequins will hold some kind of position, maybe a guard, and these mannequins with weapons in their hands will guard our princess. Perhaps the guards will look a little different, more solid, and not just some blue mannequins. There are also ordinary inhabitants in the canyon, for example, Fat Monster. This chocolate crocodile, dinosaur, or snake has already been compared by many, including me, to the Queen of the Glowings. Maybe this is her chocolate version here, but she is unlikely to be a subject of the princess. She looks more like some kind of local inhabitant who wants to eat and eats everything that gets in her way, for example our heroes. Maybe Fatch Monster will be the next boss that Princess Lalilala will demand to remove, because the monster threatens her kingdom and her subjects. A local dragon that attacks the local kingdom, and we will have to defeat this monster somehow. It is possible that there are other inhabitants in the canyon, but so far the history and the authors of this story are silent about this. Only one thing is clear: they will all be made of marmalade or sweets. And who is the princess herself? Presumably she is the ruler of these candy lands. Except for her, we don't know anyone yet. And if we assume that she is in charge here, then the episode about Candy Canyon will be dedicated almost to her. There is little information about this elegant person, but we do know her appearance, and completely. The developers have a whole sprite. Here it is, our marshmallow dress, those lollipop eyes, a marmalade hairstyle, and she herself is like a lollipop in a cake. Let's admit, she is very beautiful. Her design is really cool, especially her hairstyle. They came up with a great idea, and here she looks quite happy and good-natured. The authors also took the trouble to show the princess in different emotions. She's happy here. Here she's just smiling, but here she's confused or scared of something. In general, the emotions shown on this art are significant, because this already suggests that the princess is not a stupid NPC. She is capable of some emotions, and she can be both funny and scared. And it's time for the main question. Will Princess Lulilao be in the second episode of the amazing Digital Circus? If we take into account the fact that footage is being leaked to us from the canyon, then this is quite possible. Well, or we can assume that we will spend more than one episode in the canyon, but since the pilot lasted almost half an hour, there is still a lot to show during this time, so we are waiting for the princess. But this leads to an equally interesting question, another one. What kind of personification will the NPC be? We are aware of this, but at first it was obvious that I wondered if the NPC had gotten this next boss. We have two options. The first, the princess is kind, but then why do we need another kind character, especially since we know that she is not a person? I think that if the princess is kind, and for some reason we are heading to her castle in a cart, she will give us quests. We will carry out the princess's instructions, and for this she will reward us somehow. The episode may begin like this. We are in a circus tent. Kane comes up with a new adventure for us, and tells us that Princess Lali Lala in the Canyon Kingdom needs help, and we are going to her. Along the way, the characters themselves will be revealed to us more and more. Well, we definitely won't stay without revealing the plot. But the second option, the princess is evil. She herself will be like a separate quest or a boss, as I mentioned earlier. And at first she can pretend to be kind, and only then reveal your evil nature. The main thing is that it should be as soon as possible. Otherwise it will be strange to keep the intrigue for so long when we understand from the very beginning that something is wrong here. And if we don't understand, then there's no point in making her angry. In general, as soon as possible, if the princess is angry, then we will definitely find out about it, and there is no need for any intrigue. It's unlikely that even Kane himself will deceive us, and then say, "Oh my God, it turns out she was evil." That's a cunning scoundrel. Again, I repeat, if Princess Lulilalu is the next boss, it will immediately become known, and Kane will send us to battle with this boss in order to defeat her and receive the appropriate reward. But again, specifically from Kane. The third option seems fantastic. But what if it's all a dream of one of the characters, and everything that was shown to us will fit into 1 minute of the episode? As strange as it may sound, publishers are capable of doing anything to surprise us, and the plot of the series will continue in the circus. We all know how insidious circus publishers are to confuse us as much as possible. It's not for nothing that we build so many theories, is it? Of course, it really sounds fantastic, but anything can happen. The shown office with a computer still does not allow me to sleep peacefully. I hope this mystery will be solved as soon as possible. Undoubtedly, a lot of things were left for dessert. I'm sure we'll meet more new characters in this release. Perhaps someone from the kingdom will return with the heroes to the circus, or they will show us a new character that has appeared, as Pomni showed us. We will find out about all this very soon. Well, who do you think Princess Luli Lalu is? Will she be kind or evil? Write your opinion to me in the comments, and would you like to see her in the next episode? Write about this too, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell so as not to miss new videos. Like this video, share it with your friends and on your page somewhere.